other than what you mentioned?
Only, yeah, one just brief note, a brief note that I think many of you have seen it. Dunn has a notice of violation that's outstanding. And just by way of sharing some information I learned in a conversation I had with him, I didn't realize that they had not converted all of their facilities onto their existing advanced system. They still have a number, and I mean like dozens of septic tanks over there. And that is part of the reason for their violation. Those septic tanks are no longer essentially viable. They're failing. And so part of their expense and what they're in violation is they've got to get all those septic tanks connected to their Advantech system. And then they're having trouble with the Advantech system, which is another more reporting than anything else. But it was just interesting to note that, you know, they've got issues beyond just simple, what I thought was a reporting issue. They've got like septic tanks, and they've got a few $1 million of cost to get. It's the tanks that are closest to the Los Olivos grocery. So I'll call that, is that north on that campus? I don't know, but you know where I'm talking. So yeah, it's kind of the northwest corner of the campus is still not connected to everything that's in the southeast corner. And so they've got to run lines basically through the entire campus to connect those sites to their Advantech system. And just, you know, they've got, you know, they're a couple hundred student kind of a thing, and to have a multi-million-dollar expense like that, I think this ultimately, and I say this is Guy's suspicion. Let me just be really clear. I think this is knowing that they had this problem and knowing that not everything was connected. I think this is part of the reason that we've been hearing from the water board saying, you guys should be talking to Dunn, because I think they're hoping that somehow we can create a single solution for Dunn, which has real problems, and our community, which has real problems, and potentially, you know, I don't know, leverage property out at Dunn for our treatment plant or something like that. And, you know, from a distance perspective, not crazy far, and certainly might be cheaper than going to Solvang. I don't know, but I bring it up just to say I had a brief meeting with them. And I do think that part of the reason we're hearing from the water board about, hey, talk to Dunn, they know the kind of problems, hence issuing these large violations.
Introduction to all in that regard, as far as with talking to Dunn about any interest that they have in.
I've spoken to Dunn in the past, just in general, not there's no authorization of the board to say, hey, go propose to them, you know, some sort of, you know, so no, but Cal and Amy, the two, you know, the CEO and the dean, I've spoken to them, headmaster. I don't know what Cal's title is. I've spoken to them in the past, and they're on our mailing list as well, so they know what's going on.
Well, it seems to me that one of the duties of the technical committee is to look for opportunities like this and see whether or not is there any, you know, one of the things we need if we have a local treatment system is we need a fair amount of ground. And they have a fair amount of ground. And then they have a problem too. So I don't know. I think I'd probably ask you, Mr. Savage, to continue some discussions and see where that goes. And if there's something that looks appealing, we could review that here and take it to the full board and to the public to see where that. I would point out that with the system that is being engineered by Mr. Bowles right now, does not prevent that option. Yep. We have a lift station that can go anywhere.
Yeah. And
so we should probably continue to look at that and maybe even as a future agenda item at this technical committee, we refer to you when you think it's right.
Check.
Come back to this.
Fair enough.
Okay, I think that brings it to an end. I'll take